Hello everybody, welcome back to the Limit of Adhesion. This is Season 4 of our GT3 Championship. My name is Gareth and joining me in the commentary box is Random Dave. Dave, how are you?
Yeah, I'm alright. How have you been over the break then?
Yeah, it's been fun with all the silly season shenanigans and various things like that. Yes, no, it's been quite busy actually. So I'm here as a supply teacher, I guess, in place of Chris, who is sunning himself in Thailand as we speak. Hope you're having a lot of fun. Stay away from the ladyboys. So here we are at Silverstone then. This is round 1 of 8 in this brand new season of GT3. Who's your money on for the title though, Dave?
Oh, I think Messenger.
Messenger, eh? Yeah, that could be a good pick. Let's take a look at practice results then. As we see Andres Fieldgrade's Blackpink Ferrari. Lee Harding on fastest then in practice of 159.309, followed by David Lyon, Reece Crichton, Robert Miller, Rick Barrow. Then we've got Stephen Greening, Oliver Walker, Andres Fieldgrade, Graham Bardsley and Paul Gerber, one of the newer members of the league. Welcome to you. He's in P10, and then we've got Messenger all the way down in 11th in practice, Dave. So a little off the pace compared to for a championship contender, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think he's been complaining that the Beamer doesn't work too well around here. I mean, you can see all the Beamers are quite low down. I think Greening's the top Beamer.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, no, that's a good point indeed. So we've got some interesting things to look out for then, and lots of new names then, and you can see some more of them there, like Callum Mitchener, Janeman Prius in the fastest of the Club 1500 drivers, Jeff Hancock. So we've got Chris White there, Manuel Cruz, Mark Innes, Dale Gerber, Andrew Edwards, Stephen Cakebread and Dan Rice. So many new names, it's fantastic to see, and a lot from South Africa. So Stephen Cakebread's bringing the noise over there then and really upping our profile in South Africa, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, and so there's a lot of cars, and qualifying is open qualifying, so that's going to be tough for people to find nice space to do that.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, 35 cars entered into this race then across the two splits. The top split, which is the gold numbers there, and Club 1500, which are the silver.
I mean, we call them splits, but they're not split though, are they? They're all together.
They're all together on the grid, but they will be competing. Yeah, Club 1500, same as we've had the previous 2 seasons, where they'll be competing for a separate title while competing in the same race. Rick Barrow on pole then, alongside Reece Crichton on the front row. Then we've got Lee Harding and Andres Fieldgrade, our double champion, in 4th. David Lyons in 5th, ahead of Paul Gerber. Rob Miller, Oliver Walker, Shane Abbott, Graham Bardsley. Looking further down the grid then, you can see, yeah, Messenger continuing to struggle then in P13. That's a bit surprising. And some interesting changes of teams there. Tourmalaren now in Pink Vikings and not in QRS. Fired by Sam Stott, who you can see just behind him on the grid in 15th place. So lots of drivers moving around, including David Lyon, I noticed.
Yeah, he's in Rumblebees.
Wow, yeah.
I'm going to get very confused by all the different cars here, with all the different new liveries. I don't recognise them very well.
Going to take us a while to get our heads around all the new teams and drivers, you know, and the existing drivers, like you say, who have now moved teams. But here we are, lined up behind a pace car, and that is a magnificent sight. 35 cars on that grid. Hugely exciting to see what's going to happen next. So cars are rolling through Stowe Corner then, and we are heading to the Vale Chicane, getting ready to get this race underway. So you think the track's suiting the mid-engines more then, Dave?
Yeah, perhaps. Does look that way. I mean, like the Audi's doing well. I mean, what's on pole?
That's an Audi, isn't it? I think, yeah. Well, it is. And here we go then. So Rick Barrow leading the way. And someone's round already. Is that Ollie Ettridge? Wow, there's 2 round. Tourmalaren is facing the wrong way, I think. Looks like most people avoided him, which is good to see. So you can see drivers falling down the order after that early spin. Tourmalaren and Hancock's down there. On board with Rick Barrow though, coming out of the loop and heading down the Wellington Straight for the first time. So, Dave, talk us through the challenges of taking a GT3 around Silverstone. Classic Grand Prix track, but obviously these are very different cars.
Well, I mean, I may not be the best person to ask because I've hardly driven it. I mean, I think I drove the old layout in, what was it, F1 2002, like, 20 years ago. And then they changed the layout, and every time I went back to it, I was like, I can't get my head around this. It's just the wrong way around. It starts at the wrong end. Don't really get it. So, yeah, I think you'll probably know better than I do.
Well, yeah, maybe. I have prepared a few little quiz questions to keep us going through this 45-minute race. If the action ever slows down, we will drop one of those in.
I've got a few facts as well lined up.
Excellent stuff. So side by side then into Stowe on the first lap. Then that's Lee Harding going into battle with Reese Crichton from the Risky Racing team. Looks like Reese has done it and got ahead. And obviously field spread is going to be a major factor with such a large grid because the drivers are going to end up being spread out. Oh no, that's Meren Hugevim from the Wizards of Liston Coast. Oh, and a classic punt there into the chicane. That's unfortunate. Back to live fixtures then. So Rick Barrow still in the lead of this race, ahead of Reese Crichton and Lee Harding.
So, what, Phil Graves, how many times has he won it now? 3 times? Twice?
He's got 2 championships now. Yeah, we've had 3 seasons. The first one was Mark Tranter narrowly beating out David Lyne and William Bibby. Be nice to see Will Bibby coming back actually. Yeah, and then Andrus has dominated the last 2 seasons.
When's the last time that we saw Bibby? Did we leave him in Brazil or somewhere? Is he still there?
Yeah, I think we might. Or did we leave him in Brands Hatch? I can't remember. Yeah, maybe we'll pick him up one day. Nice to see him back though, with Paul as well. We haven't seen them for a long time. Oh no! Look at that! Someone's gone well wide through.
See Line starting to drop back a little bit there. 5th.
Yeah, so what's he driving this time then?
McLaren, I think.
He's back in the trusty McLaren, eh?
Yeah, and he seems to be the only one in it. So maybe that tells you something.
Yeah. I mean, it's starting to be quite an unfavoured car, and here we are. We're getting towards the back end of the official season 1 now, aren't we? And people are starting to ask about what cars are coming up on the service. There's rumours of GT3 Evos coming to, so we've already had the Ferrari Evo, so there might be some more in the works. And apparently the McLaren, there might be a refreshed new McLaren GT3 on the way.
So yeah, both the Risky Racing boys are down the order a bit more than usual.
Yeah, very much so, yeah.
14th.
Yeah, it's quite surprising to see, and big shout out, we just saw him on the screen there. Was it Callum Mitchell or Mitchell Day was racing? Yeah, there he is, Mitchell Day racing, he's in 24th place, and he's racing the Ford GT3, so nice to see one of them on the grid.
Is that the only one?
I think it might be, yeah. I'm not sure if Callum's running one as well. I'd keep my eyes peeled.
I've got to say though, I mean, you know, Line starting to drop back a bit there. Don't know what's happened to his car, if like wheels come loose or something. But it looks good.
Yeah, there he is then, in the new Rumblebees livery, which is a bit of an amalgamation of the old A-Team livery and the Rumblebees car, so quite shiny.
I think it's got Mr. T and some B's on it.
Yeah, and sad that his teammate Adam Highfield away on business. eating holy cheese and Toblerones at the moment. He should be back for round 2. On board with Michael Messenger then, all the way down in 11th. Here we come through Stowe Corner. Oh, looks like someone was having a bit of an incident there. We just cut away. Saw a bit of smoke in the chicane. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's Lee Harding round. What's gone on there then?
Hopefully we'll get a replay of that.
Yeah. And actually, that's Forrester is in the McLaren as well. So there are 2 McLarens on the grid.
I told a lie. Line isn't in the only McLaren.
Yeah.
So that's looking a bit sick, isn't it?
That's very second hand. No, this is a replay then. So into the chicane. And that's... Oh, Forrester just on complete... Wow, what was that? Harpooned him.
Yeah, and he was being lapped there as well, wasn't he? And I thought, that was a slightly dodgy rejoin.
Oh, you had to feel for Lee though. He's running P3 there.
I'm not sure he knew Lee was there. I think he was letting people past, misjudged it.
Yeah. And then Lee got pounded by the Mercedes as well. So back to the live action. Rob Miller in P5. He's up from P7 a couple of laps ago in the Callum fodder. Oh, I'm absolutely gutted for Lee though. That's, yeah, he was having a tremendous run and a great for Sleepy Time Racing team, considering his teammate Rick Barrow in the lead of the race. There he was, just flashing through our picture there.
Yeah, they've definitely they've got a lot of pace here. So we'll find out over the season whether that's Silverstone specific or whether they've turned it up a notch in general. Really.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that because you'd have to say, based on the races I was watching last season, they weren't quite on the pace of the Risky Boys, but here they've just turned up and they're absolutely dominating.
Although was it Lee that had pole at Le Mans? I forget.
It might be, yeah.
It's fast in practice.
Not quite sure. There is Mitchell Day's glorious Ford GT3 that's painted for him by the Ledge.
Is it my eyes? It just looks like the front's crumpled up though. Is that kind of intentional? No,
it's just your eyes. Yeah, it's designed to look like a P51 Mustang, I believe. Aeroplanes. So as we're on board with David Lyon coming down, I believe we're on the Wellington Straight. Yep. So Dave, true or false? Is the Wellington Straight named after the Wellington bombers that were based here in World War II, or because an angry fan threw a Wellington boot at a driver in the 1956 race?
I mean, I don't know. Like, my head's telling me it's the World War II thing, right? But I really hope it's the angry fan.
Yeah, sadly I made that up. It was. It's named after the bombers.
Oh, I'm just disappointed.
I know. I mean, can you imagine the scenes? Mike Hawthorne driving down the straight and just the fans just like, "You suck!" Gets booted.
So
that's some great causes.
It's quite a queue behind line here now.
Yeah, it really is starting to back up a bit, isn't it? As they come down the Hangar Straight.
So, did you know that Alfred Hitchcock was frightened of eggs?
I did not know that.
Oh, there you go.
Why would you be frightened of eggs, though? It doesn't really make sense.
Well, I mean, do any of those kind of fears make any sense, really?
I don't know. I mean,
eggs as good as any of them.
Yeah. What do you have for breakfast then?
Or maybe he just didn't look at them.
Yeah, the old blind egg eater.
Yeah, or put them in a blender or something.
Yeah. Oh, so that is Callum Mitchener there. So he's in the BMW. Down in 15th place and under attack from Gavin Kelly. He's currently in P16. And here's Dal Gerber, one of our new drivers, fighting it out with Stephen Cakebread. And we've got Janeman Prius in this battle as well. So this is quite a nice little South African battle going on. Going down into Brooklands.
I mean, there's a pretty clear separation between the splits here, isn't there? As you can see, but you can see two are in. Well, it's just a couple of people that have had the incidents, really.
Yeah, no, that's it. Just the drivers who've had incidents are out of the where they should be, such as Marin Hugavin down in 24th and Tor, as you mentioned. Such a shame to see Lee Harding all the way down there and out of the race. Going to go on about it because, yeah, he was having a stormer. On board Michael Messenger, though, he's gained a place, presumably because of the aforementioned accident.
I imagine it's also helping that line's holding up everybody there as well. It's keeping them in touch.
Yes. Yeah, that group is tightening up, as you say, behind line. Nice move by Kelly into the chicane for P15. Now can he get after Dom Parker just ahead of him then?
So, I mean, Reese Crichton's doing very well here. I'm not sure if we've seen him really challenging right at the front before. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, he's normally... Oh, look at that! Someone's just been punted round. Oh, it's a big crash there. That's Jeff Hancock's from Team Tryhard. Oh, he's going to have to limp it all the way around unless he gets towed. Yeah, I mean, Reese is obviously is a crazily quick driver. It's just that he's in a stable where the Risky Racing, where they are all just stomachingly fast, aren't they?
Well, I think that that Greening and Messenger might say here that they're lumbered with beamers and they're bad around this track. Whereas I think Reese is driving a Lambo.
Has he changed?
Yeah, he had another car lined up. Whereas I think Messenger's other car's a Ford. So when he's complaining in practice about the beamer being bad around here, it's like, well, use the Ford. That's what it's there for, But he didn't.
Now look at this, Ollie Walker practically bump drafting David Line down the straights.
It's not helping Line, though, is it? I don't think there's too much that can speed Line up here. I think he's... Yeah.
No, so has he cooked his tyres, or is he just really off the pace?
Well, I mean, he's dropping a few tenths, right, at the moment. But he's definitely not keeping up with the lead back.
No, but I mean, he's up there because he qualified well, so he's capable of it over one lap. But look at that queue behind him now. It's getting Trilly Train to the maximum. Wow, Ollie's sizing it to the inside there. Not really a favoured overtaking space though, you'd have to say. And have you heard about the BRDC farm shop?
Have I heard about the BRDC farm shop?
Yeah, so the BRDC, they were really taken aback by the success of, and there's their building over there with the sort of permanent tent thing on the roof. So because they were so impressed by the success of Clarkson's farm, Clarkson obviously renowned for the Grand Tour and Top Gear, so they've opened a farm shop on the outside of the farm corner, so fans can buy
Clarkson's wares. Can you buy Clarkson's wares in there? Interesting. Yeah.
Actually, I was pulling your leg though.
Isn't there an F1 driver who's a farmer?
Yes.
Is it? Remind me who that is.
It's oh god, man. He was, oh God, he was the champion when we were born as well.
Yeah.
Jody Scheckter.
Yeah, have you had his sausages?
No, I haven't, but I do know, because he doesn't live that far from us. He lives in Hampshire, that's where his farm is. But yeah, no, I've had, yeah.
Yeah, I've had a bit of.
Were they good?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I can't remember what it was now, but I mean, back in the days when I ate more meat. Yeah, I would. I'll partake in some of his wares. Never had any of Clarkson's wares though. No,
me neither. We've got some early pitting going on then. Rob Miller, Shane Abbott, Graham Bardsley, Callum Mitchner, all of those drivers in the pits. We're only 16 minutes into this race, so talk strategy, Dave, because as you know, I don't really race GT3s. So what's the ideal strat for this race?
I mean, the usual thing applies really. I think you just got to run long because I mean, we don't have sort of people on the pit wall telling us when we've got a gap. When we've got a pit window where we can go in and come out and have a nice gap, right? So the safest thing to do is just go as long as possible so the field gets strung out, and then you'll fall back into a gap, right? Fall into a gap. And I think the only reason why you wouldn't do that is because you're held up, and and it might be a way to jump the car in front.
Cool. Well, we'll wait to see. Keep an eye on Rob Miller then, and those other guys I just mentioned. See where they come out. We just saw Ollie Walker getting past Dave Lyon then through Stowe and into the Vale chicane. So the first of the queue has found their way through. Next up, Ollie Ettridge from Risky Racing Orange. And then we've got Michael Messenger just behind him. Sam Stott in P9, he's holding his own. And then Stephen Greening in P10. And here they all come.
I think at this point, Lyon's probably just considering just sticking his arm out the window and just waving them through, really.
Oh, he's going side by side. That's Ettridge through then. He's done it. Sorry, that must have been the other moves must have been down into Brooklands and Luffield.
They just seem to be blasting down, blasting down the straight really, so I don't know if he's struggling for traction.
Yeah, maybe he's just not getting off the corners too well. Wow, very wide there for Greening. He's just shuffled past Messenger. So line down to 7th now then. New PB for Gavin Kelly in 12th. So he's coming up the order and he's coming all the way up from... Where was he? Down in 17th earlier, so he's done very well to come up this far. 5 cars he's passed, but then presumably everyone, they did all pit, didn't they? Like Miller, his teammate.
So Stott just got part. Did Stott just do a move of Messenger there? Or was that
I think he has.
I mean, that's pretty impressive. Let's see if he can last the distance. Go quite often. Oh, and there we go. Quite often with Stott we see him show a lot of early promise in the race, but then he'll just crash. So, see if he can prove us wrong.
Yes, indeed, because as you see with the new sponsor on the QRS car, as well as the usual Fox apparel, they are now sponsored by EasyJet, as Sam is an airline pilot in training. But it's a bit concerning if he can't last the distance and just crashes if he's going to be a pilot.
I don't think you have to do anything these days when you're a pilot, do you? Just sort of sit there and press a button and have a sleep.
Well, yeah, but he might just get bored and just crash. Starts trying to run iRacing on the plane's onboard computer. Talking of onboard, here we are with Yanneman Prius. Sorry, Pruis. I keep reading it as Prius, and because of the Toyotas. Apologies to you, gentlemen. Welcome to the LoA. Shane Abbott did very well in silly season. Actually, did Shane? He his first race with us was the MX-5s at Bathurst.
Now, is it Bathurst or Bathurst?
I think it depends if you're northern or not, doesn't it?
Well, it's or would Australians pronounce it Bathurst, in which case it's just Bathurst.
I think they call it Mount Panorama. I think that is the real name, though, isn't it? Mount Panorama Circuit, but it's just Bathurst, or Bathurst is the nearest town. Should we start calling it Bathurst?
You can.
I might. Try to stop me. So 21 minutes then of this 45-minute race. Ooh, what happened there? Dan Rice getting very wide on the curb and then blinking for good measure. I've got a hat like that. That baseball cap with the Sky logo. Here's Sam Stotland still battling side by side with Michael Messenger. This has been going for a full lap now. This is awesome stuff. Here they come through, Maggots and Beckett's.
Stotland a little bit wide there.
Let's see if Messenger can take advantage then down the hanger straight.
It's got to go around the outside though.
Yeah, always risky. Remember the collisions we saw between Mark Tranter and David Line all the way back in season 1 in the Skip Barber round there. Had a few collisions down that straight.
I think he's done it. Oh, really?
Start hanging it round the outside. Gets the inside for the next apex.
Yeah, I thought that was over, but maybe it is. Bit of an off track there, maybe, but who cares?
Yeah. Oh, this is dicey stuff. It looks like they're hanging on though. This is good racing, but kind of closing your eyes expecting the crash.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is the longest that I've seen Stott do a side-by-side battle.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Very good stuff. Here's his former teammate then, Tor Malarin, in the Pink Vikings. I'm not sure who his teammate is actually. I had to keep an eye out. Can't see from the flashes on the timing tower. Maybe his teammate's not in this race.
So Miller's down in 16th. Does he pit it?
He did pit very early, didn't he? Yeah, right. 16 minutes in.
They're still going.
Still side by side, and there's Don Parker in the Wizards of Lifton Coast just behind, and he is closing in and trying to take advantage of this battle. The Wizards of Lifton Coast, one of the new teams for Season 4 GT3, Season 5 of F3. They're also in TCR and Next Gen NASCAR, so they're right the way across our spectrum of racing. A proper stable. Wow, Messenger's still behind them as they head into Stowe once again. Oh, and he's pitting.
Yeah.
So this must be the undercut, and surely.
I was about to say, if Messenger thinks he's being held up here, then pitting might be the best choice.
Yes. Let's see what he can do. So Rob Miller here racing against Dan Rice, is it? Dan, another of our new drivers, and as you can see on the battle box on the right hand side, Dan is in Club 1500, so it doesn't mean that he can't race for position. Of course he still can. You can still race for the absolute win, but the assumption is that those drivers are a little bit slower than the gold banded drivers, so they're racing for a sub-championship as well as the main prize.
I guess it just changes your approach slightly, doesn't it, really?
Yeah.
I guess somebody who's trying to make their way through the field is going to want to drive aggressively to get through people that may be in a different class, but if somebody's leading a class, there's no need to take risks.
No, exactly, yeah. I mean, that's one of the reasons it makes the Lee Harding and Chris Forrester incident all the more baffling, because obviously, as you can see, Chris is a Club 1500 driver, Lee top split.
I don't think he was going for a move. I think that was just the fact that he was letting people through, big laps, and he just didn't see Lee there.
Right. Yeah. Just an unfortunate one. Chris is a great guy, one of our fans and friends. Nice to see him on the grid as usual. They'll be looking forward to putting that one behind him, I guess. Nice battle brewing here then. McLaren against Shane Abbott.
I can't get used to McLaren's new paint job. No,
it's very vivid, isn't it?
I'm kind of used to seeing Fuelgrave's car in pink. So.
Yes. I wonder if his teammate then is must be Will Burnett, the other fan of pink cars.
I think you're right.
But Will not on the grid, sadly.
I know that's a crazy thing. 35 cars on the grid, and we don't have any racing.
Yeah, no, it's astonishing. Yeah, at some point we might very well have to split the two grids into individual races. We'll see how it progresses over the season. So the major change obviously for this season compared to the first 3 GT3 seasons that we've had is that we are from 6 races to 8 races. 2 dropped races rather than just the 1 this season. So 6 scores will count towards your final championship tally. And the F3 has gone from 12 races down to 8. So both the two disciplines have aligned with an 8 race season this time round. And a new penalty system in place, Dave. Have you seen it?
I have just recently. So you don't get points deducted. You have to start from the pit lane or something.
Yeah, you'll have to serve a drive-through penalty or a start from the pits, like you say, or you might have to serve a stop-and-go penalty. And then if you get too many points, you'll get the traditional race ban.
I mean, it's fun, isn't it? I mean, say if somebody that normally qualifies in the front does something naughty, then it has to start at the back, 35 car fields. Be interesting, but it might create even more havoc.
It might do, yeah. Yeah, you're right. We'll see what happens. So, yeah. There's somebody off the road there. Oh, we've got drivers in the pit lane. That's David Lyne and Cake Bread in there as well. So one of the other changes, like obviously F3 now moving to a single race format rather than the sprinting feature, which GT3 dropped last season as well. So this is our second season of just one long race for GT3. Here we are, coming up to 30 minutes then, so 2/3 of the race gone already. And quite a few drivers haven't stopped yet, so as you said, Dave, a lot of them just running it till it's dry.
Yeah, they shouldn't be running too much longer than this, I think. But I mean, Don Parker, he always runs long. He loves, doing a couple more laps than everybody else. So I expect him to be the last one to pit.
Yeah, it'd be good to see what he can do there. Dom is currently running P8. Here's Mr. Greening then attacking Ollie Walker then for the podium, and he's done it. Into Stowe, nice move there by Mr. Greening. I noticed Andrews Fuelgrave now up to P2 as well, and he's another one who's good for saving an extra lap of fuel compared to the rest of the field. Have we worked out, does he keep it in his cheeks or does he keep it in his pants? The extra lap of fuel.
Yeah, I have no idea. He won't tell us. He's pretty secretive about that.
He is? Yeah. Oh, that's getting very close there. Messenger getting through on Shane Abbott.
So I got it wrong earlier on. Did I say that that Greening was the highest qualifying Beamer, but Walker is...
Walker's running a Beamer as well, yeah.
Okay, so okay.
I think it's just because we kind of always assume, don't we, that the Risky Racing boys will be the fastest BMWs.
I just had a feeling that that Ollie wasn't driving the Beamer in this race for some reason.
Yeah.
But he is.
He is indeed, yeah. So most of the cars have made their stops now, apart from that top 5 and Don Parker in 7th. He's up a place now since we last checked in on him. Shane Abbott, Rob Miller now P12 behind him, so waiting to see if his strategy of an early stop from Rob has worked out. These guys got to be coming in very, very soon though, like you say, Dave.
I don't think it has worked out, really. You can already see it hasn't. I think he has got stuck behind other cars as a result of coming in too early. Was he running 5th? He was running much higher up.
He was, yeah, deep into the top 10, yeah. Wow, look at this battle going on. Malaren versus Messenger. And look at that, Reece Crichton and Fuelgrave are into the pits, as is Ollie Walker and Oliver Ettridge.
I think Malaren will be pitting this here as well. Be surprised if he doesn't pit here. There you go.
Yeah, Malaren's pitting. Messenger has already stopped. And Rick Barrow, our early race leader, he's already stopped, as you can see. So it's just Stephen Greening in the lead and Don Parker, as you suspected, who's now in P4. Here's Stephen Cakebread in P5 at the moment. I'm not sure that graphic's right, is it?
Which one?
He was saying that Cakebread was in 5th, but I'm looking at the tower and he's not. It was Fuelgrave in 5th. Interesting. Michael Messenger now up to P9 then. And where's Sam stopped? Because he was racing him earlier. Sam all the way down in 15th place, so the pit cycle has not worked out well for Sam. Greening still not stopped. Oh, there's a familiar livery. Jason Weaver in Team Fett. Nice to see him on the grid.
So in the BRDC farm shop, can you buy Jarno Trulli wine?
Oh, I was making it up though.
So no, you see, hang on a minute. I just thought you were making up the thing about Clarkson. Clarkson selling his wares at the BRDC farm shop, but literally the whole thing about the farm shop you made up.
Yes.
That's a really weird thing to make up.
It's because there's a corner called Farm.
Oh. It sounded convincing to me.
Well, that's because I'm good at telling crap. Don Parker's finally in then from P4, so it'll be interesting to see what happens next with his strategy. Can he keep some of these positions that he's just made up, or will he lose them back during this the pit cycle? You can see he's already down to 6th.
Where he was behind the line before he pitted, before line pitted. So we'll see, and I think Line's sort of being, caught behind that pack there. So.
Yeah, there is Line. And Parker's out and in 10th place. I'd say that has worked out well for him. He's gained a couple. Graham Bardsley in the QRS team there. replacing Tourmalin in that team, and here comes Sam Stott. Now it's interesting because Sam said to me the other day, me and Tor are QRS. There is no one else that can be in the QRS team, but Gavin Kelly's in the TCR QRS team and Graham Barsley's in the GT3 one, so Sam obviously getting himself a bit muddled up there. Insert obligatory, let's hope he doesn't get muddled up when he's flying that blooming big airliner. Ten minutes to go in this race. Janneman Bruce chasing Chris White. Ah, I see why it was getting confused. So it's Chris White is leading the Club 1500 split. That's why Stephen Capebread running P5 in that. The graphic has changed. It's now the overall lead for each split as opposed to the whole grid. It would be cool though if they did a farm shot, wouldn't it?
I bet you they've got one. You made a joke about it, but I'm pretty sure one must exist.
It would be. I mean, the last time I went to Silverstone as a race fan, I mean, the food is appalling. So it just, yeah, it just shows you the difference between what you get if you turn up for the Paddock Club with your 10 grand tickets and stuff, and if you just turn up as Joe Blogg's race punter, you get treated like dirt.
What did they feed you?
I think I had a crap. Oh, just a rubbishy burger and stuff, you know. Just it's a burger of regret and lies. David Lyon there now doing battle with Dom Parker, and look at that. There's Gavin Kelly getting involved in the action as well in the Callum Fodder car.
So yeah, Dom jumped line by running one there.
Yeah, he did. Kelly's done very well then. He's working his way up the order slowly, hasn't he? He came up from right near the back of the top split grid, but he's made his way up to P12, but he seems to have, sorry, P13, but a bit stuck there at the moment. Let's see if he can get past David Lyon, get P12. Ollie Walker back under attack from Stephen Greening. Now Greening's already done this once. Can he do it again?
So what happened? Did Ollie get past Greening in the pits? What
it must have, yeah, it must have been the pit strategy.
Greening was very late, wasn't he, to pit? So
yeah, maybe it just didn't work. Maybe he took too much fuel as well. But he's done him into Stowe and now into the Vale chicane. He is through and up to P4. Here's Stephen Capebread, P5 in the Club 1500 class. Currently chasing Merrin Hugavim from the Wizards of Lifton Coast. Wow, big chomper curb there for Shane Abbott. Now we've just got 5 minutes left of this race then. Rick Barrow has... we haven't seen him on screen for a lot of this race, but he's just been very commandingly in the lead of this one. Getting the job done, heading towards his maiden win. Well, I don't want to curse him, so I'll shut up about that until he crosses the line.
How far behind this race? 5 seconds or so, I think last time I looked.
Yeah, you can see it on the screen there. He's quite a way back. Oh, we've got a replay here. Janneman Pruis. And that is Chris White, isn't it, getting it wrong there? So Janneman up into the lead of Club 1500. That'll be a nice little debut performance then, winning Club 1500 on his first try. Louis Rapusso. Another new starter.
So, did you know that the inventor of the Pringles is now buried in a can of Pringles.
I had heard that, yeah. But did you know that in America they're not allowed to call Pringles potato chips? Because they don't have enough potato in them.
Yeah, I think I did hear that.
It's really put me off them actually, and I used to like Pringles, but now I'm just like, again, they're just made of lies.
What's in them instead of potato then?
Just, don't know, cornstarch or some junk like that, I guess. Oh, look at that, is that Shane getting it wrong? Oh, well held, mate. Oh, he's on the rev limiter. I wonder if he, I think he caught his rev limiter button by accident there. Or has he blown his engine? We're on board with Shane now, we can hear it.
That's happened to me before. I've accidentally put on my pit limiter, but I couldn't remember what the button was.
It's tricky when you're in VR as well. David Lyon now really under attack from Gavin Kelly in the battle for 11th place, and Sam Stott just behind as well. P13, Chris White chasing Yanniman Pruis, trying to regain the top spot in Club 1500. Well, look like Yanniman just run a bit wide there. Oh, this is a three-way fight now, look. Stott to the inside. I think we're looking at the wrong car here. We should be focusing on that fight going on back there. We can just see it behind Dave Line.
I don't quite understand.
Oh, look, Stott's lost. Oh.
They're still going?
They're still going, yeah. Oh, Gareth got a slow down there. Look, he's had to back off.
I don't quite understand how Stott's managed to... because he was battling Messenger.
Yeah, oh! Is that Don Parker? Or is that Merrin?
That was Catebread.
It was Stephen Catebread. Oh, it's Merrin Hoogervin, look, who's just, yeah. Car snapped on him, look, and he speared Catebread into retirement. That's a big shame. Stephen was having a fantastic race there. Big shame for him. Yeah, Stott just lost out massively through the pit cycle, I think, compared to Messenger, but that one will be going to the stewards then. With he definitely lost. You could see he lost the car as they came through. I always forget the name of that corner. Cops. And then just biffed Gavin Kelly off the track, and then presumably Gavin was given a slowdown. And he's lost out to Graham Bardsley because of that as well, which is Sam's teammate. Controversial.
So that's interesting then. So I mean, Reese has gained a little bit, less than 4 seconds, but Greening's really caught up here. Yeah, I don't know how that happens. I thought Green had really quite a big gap to Greening. Oh, hang on. Now it's gone to 4. I'm sure there's something going wrong with the timing screen here.
It might be because it's interval rather than overall gaps. So it's the interval between each car, I assume. So like you've got 5 seconds between Reese and Rick.
Yeah.
And then Andrus another 5 seconds back. Oh, look at that, that's Jake Weaver around. Oh no. The other car in Team Fett with Jason Weaver. That's a big shame.
No, there you go. It's flipped back now. So on the timing screen. So it was 4 seconds. Now,
yeah, so
now I can see that is right now.
Well, that is Stephen Greening there, isn't it? And he is right on the back of Andrew's fuel grade, as you say. So maybe that was gap to leader, and now this is gap between them. Oh no, look at this, there's more incidents going on. Jeff Hancock's is round. Ollie Walker regaining control of his car as well. Don Parker doing.
It looks like Line's got past Don Parker. Don was in front of Line.
Yes. Yes, indeed. So they are, and in fact we're into the 45th minute of this race. So It's Dom. Oh, you can hear it. It's just like full clutch down, lifting and coasting. Well, no, that's just how Dom drives when he's trying to save fuel.
I think he's about to run out of fuel. He really likes pushing the limits for fuel, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. Yeah, I mean, the silly season races are all about fuel saving and silly things like that. Oh, a bit of flashing going on. Oh, Sam stopped flashing away though, not Ollie Walker as you'd normally expect to see. Is Sam under threat of an investigation and potentially a penalty for the hit barging Jules out of the way? Wait and see. Andrews Fieldgrove still in P3 then, and he's staying ahead of Stephen Greening, but my gosh, it's a bit close between these two. This must be the final lap as well. So you'd say Greening's got one chance to do this. Louis Rapusso round the outside of Stephen Koenig, looks like. Meanwhile then, here he is, Rick Barrow. We haven't seen him much on the screen, but he's just won, and that's his maiden LoA victory. Congratulations to you, Rick. Reese Crichton coming home P2. Congrats to you, Reese. That's a great drive. Andrews Fieldgrave, our double GT3 champion, hanging on for P3, just ahead of Stephen Greening. Oliver Walker coming home P5. Then we had Oliver Ettridge, Paul Gerber, Michael Messenger, Rob Miller, David Lyon hanging on for P10. Don Parker coming home in 11th place. Wow, it's all getting a bit confusing and busy down there at the finish line, isn't it, Dave?
Yeah, I mean, I'm struggling to keep up. Some of these cars are a lap down, some aren't, so yeah.
Well, let's wait for it all to shake out at the end then. Janeman Pruis coming home for his debut and maiden victory at the same time. That's quite spectacular to see. Congratulations to him for winning the Club 1500 GT3 race. And we hear the traditional crunchy sounds of the limit of adhesion. Dal Gerber coming home on the podium, Team Tryhard. And Dan Rice struggling with his net connection a little bit, looks like there. He's having a few blinky problems. He finishes P4. Looks like he's chuffed with that one. As well he should. And Manuel Cruz. So it looks like all the cars are across the line then. We wait to see race highlights and the final classification of that race. Here we go then. Tor Malaran dropping it early on. Jeff Hancock's going for a spin as well. Oh, that's at the same time. Oh, Jake Weaver losing it and then getting involved with Chris Forrester, like from the McLaren team. Yes, indeed it was. Dal Gerber doing battle there.
Quite a lot of Audis, weren't there, this race?
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like the mid-engine very much the favoured car around Silverstone. There's Mitchell Day's glorious Ford GT3. Oh no! Now looking slightly less glorious. And here's Ollie Walker's, this is his move around the outside on David Lyon, is it?
No, I think that's just one of the sort of 10 laps that Lyon stopped people from overtaking him.
Yeah. Interesting that Ollie Walker chose to join Team Blackpink with the double GT3 champion and join the TCR team with the only professional racing driver in our TCR championship. Cannot think why. Sam Stott from QRS then. This was such a good battle we saw early on with him and Michael Messenger there. That was a fun few laps between these two.
So Risky Racing Orange was the top risky team this race?
Yes, yeah, indeed, yeah. And if you haven't seen the Risky Racing livery reveal video on our YouTube channel, I highly recommend you check it out. It's a lot of fun. And indeed, there is one for Sam's QRS livery as well, and the Don Parker created epic that is the Wizards of Lifting Coast livery reveal as well. It's the in vogue thing now to do a video, it seems. So this was Shane Abbott and Till Malaren doing battle. Nice little side by side they had going on. Oh, yeah. That must have been what held up Shane there. Jeff Hancock's and Jason Weaver doing battle. Wow. Mitchell going airborne.
Yeah, I've read. I haven't tried the Ford, but I've read that it does not like curbs.
No, it gets very bouncy on the front end when it comes down off the curb. It's quite unpleasant like that. It's quite fast though, if you can tame it.
Well, I've read that if you go to a track which doesn't have, you know, high curbs, then, you know, it's okay.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't give you as much feeling as like some of the other cars, but I think I'm quicker with it. If I was going to drive a GT3, I still think I'm faster in the Ford than I am in the BMW, for example.
Yeah, I just always find when I get in the BMW, I just feel like I'm driving the kids to school. It just doesn't feel like a race car to me. I know it's fast, but I can't. It doesn't feel right.
Wow, something going wrong with Sam's car there, and there's our race winner. So, final race classifications then. Rick Barrow wins the race from Rhys Crichton and Andres Fuelgrave in third. Stephen Green was in fourth ahead of Oliver Walker, Oliver Ettridge in sixth. Paul Gerber was in seventh ahead of Michael Messenger, Rob Miller, David Lyon, Don Parker, Graham Barsley, Sam Stott, Gavin Kelly, Tor Malaren and Kellen Mitchner rounding out the top split finishers. Janneman Pruis wins the race for the Club 1500 split ahead of Chris White, and Dow Gerber finishing on the podium as well. Then we had Dan Rice, Manuel Cruz, Louis Rapusso, Stephen Koenig, and we had Shane Abbott all the way down there in 24th after his issues early on in the top split. Jason Weaver finishing in 25th overall. Then with 26th was Merrin Hugavin, Stephen Cakebread after that unfortunate harpooning by Merrin. Adrian King was in 28th place. And we wait to see the final screen of cars. So we have Mitchell Day, Jake Weaver, Jeff Hancocks, Chris Forrester, Andrew Edwards, Lee Harding, Ash Cooper and Mark Innes.
That took a while, didn't it?
Yeah. Let's see how we did with the teams then. Be interesting to see, yeah. I mean, you have to say the team, yeah, Sleepy Time would have been dominating. It would have been possibly a 1-2 or a 1-3. Pole position was Rick's, and the fastest lap went to Rhys Crichton. So that's how the points shake out. Rick Barrow on top of the championship then, as you'd expect, winning the first race. Rhys Crichton in second, Andres Fuelgrave in third. No point really running down that because that's just how they finished the race.
So we can talk about something else then instead, couldn't we?
Yeah.
So do you know it'll only take an hour to drive to space?
That's not too long, is it? Bit of a bugger with the roads though. Some lovely slow-mo shots going on. Right, so here's the championship standings for Club 1500. And again, fastest lap point was for Manuel Cruz, and Jeff Hancock's picked up the pole position point. But apart from that, the points were as they finished, as you would expect. Have you ever seen a Silverstone?
As in, what?
Well, a stone that's coloured silver. I mean, you get grey stones, obviously, but a shiny, shiny silver one.
Are you about to tell me this is what Silverstone's named after? The fact that somebody found a silver stone?
No. I haven't brought a single fact yet, I just made them all up. Team standings then: Risky Racing Orange on top ahead of Blackpink, Risky Racing Blue, Sleepy Time Racing in 4th, Team Tryhard in 5th. Then we have Cannon Fodder QRS, the Rumblebees, Wizards of Lifton Coast, Pink Vikings, Copperberg, Koss, LB Racing, and I want to say Arse Racing in 14th place. And we wait for the Club 1500 team standings then. Lovely shots of Reece Crichton. He's in an Audi, look. So, team heaped together on top of the standings ahead of McLaren, Team Tryhard, Team Fett, the Lefties, the Wizards of Lifton Coast, Captain Slow Racing and Arse Racing in 8th. So nice to see there's some stables going on there then, with the Wizards of Lifton Coast and Arse Racing, for example. Team Tryhard, I think, as well, all in both for the championships. So that just about wraps up our coverage of the first round of our GT3 Season 4 at Silverstone. Hope you enjoyed the race. Don't forget, you can find us at limitofadhesion.com, facebook.com/limitofadhesion. Don't forget to like and subscribe the videos, and you can always come and say hi to us on our happy little Discord and our Oval Division 1 as well. What do you think of that race then, Dave?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, first race, lots of cars. No, yeah, it was good.
All good indeed, yeah. So hopefully yeah, Chris won't be back for the next one, unfortunately, so I'll be covering once again in the second race. Presumably he won't get done for drug smuggling or interacting with people that he shouldn't have done while he's in Thailand, and he'll be back presumably for round 3. So thanks very much for joining me for this one. We'll see you next time.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye bye.